Have you ever felt a longing to connect with a higher wisdom, to discern a guiding voice amidst the noise of everyday life? This journey we're embarking on explores the fascinating ways that divine messages might reach you and how you can be guided by them. Delving into the religious accounts where sages and prophets heard the voice of the divine, we contrast these experiences with the latest findings in neuroscience and psychology. Furthermore, we explore how the principles of manifestation, as explained by figures like Abraham Hicks, suggest that your thoughts can shape your ability to perceive and interpret messages from beyond. This video is an invitation to open your mind and heart to the possibility that the universe, or God, communicates with you constantly. Through a blend of faith, scientific understanding, and manifestation techniques, we aim to guide you on how to recognize when God is speaking directly to you. Let's learn not just to listen, but to truly hear. For this, let's begin with the historical and scriptural perspectives. Throughout history, countless cultures and religions have described divine communication as a cornerstone of their spiritual practices and beliefs. The curious part is that these narratives often share striking similarities, despite their geographical and temporal differences, pointing to a universal quest for connection with a higher power. In the Judeo-Christian tradition, the Bible is replete with instances of God communicating directly with humans. From the burning bush through which God spoke to Moses, to the prophetic dreams of Joseph, these accounts offer profound insights into the nature of divine communication. Such interactions often served pivotal roles in guiding the course of history according to biblical narratives, providing commandments, warnings, and prophecies that shaped the lives of entire nations. Similarly, in Islam, the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad over 23 years, primarily through the angel Gabriel. This mode of divine communication, known as wahy, underscores the Islamic belief in the importance of prophets who receive God's word and convey it to humanity. The hadiths, records of the sayings and actions of Muhammad, further elaborate on the contexts and significance of these divine messages, offering guidance and instruction to followers. Moving to the Eastern religious traditions, Hindu scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita present dialogues where divine wisdom is imparted directly by deities such as Krishna, who counsels Arjuna on the battlefield. These dialogues transcend mere advice, delving into deep philosophical discussions about duty, morality, and the nature of the universe. Similarly, Buddhist texts recount occasions when Buddha attained enlightenment and shared his profound insights, which were spiritual revelations about the nature of life and suffering. Understanding the historical and scriptural perspectives on divine communication offers valuable lessons on how to recognize and interpret what might be perceived as messages from a higher power in one's own life. Historical narratives show that divine messages can come in various forms: audible voices, visions, dreams, or even through intermediaries like angels or prophets. Recognizing that divine communication is not limited to a single form can help modern seekers be open to various ways in which such guidance might manifest in their lives. Many scriptural stories reveal that divine messages often come at moments of great need or during periods of deep reflection and readiness to receive. For individuals today, this underscores the importance of cultivating a receptive state of mind through practices like meditation, prayer, and mindfulness, which can prepare one to be more attuned to subtle spiritual communications. The scriptures also teach the necessity of wisely interpreting the messages received. This involves discernment, which is crucial in distinguishing between one's own thoughts and what could be genuine divine guidance. Engaging with a community or seeking the counsel of more experienced spiritual guides can be beneficial, as seen in how religious figures historically interpreted divine signs with the help of elders or mentors. In many religious texts, divine messages often relate to ethical dilemmas. This teaches that one aspect of hearing God might involve perceiving and understanding the deeper moral implications of our actions and choices. It suggests that sometimes the voice of God might be heard through a deepened understanding of right and wrong, urging us towards actions that align with higher ethical standards. Finally, almost every instance of divine communication in religious texts calls for some form of action or change. This action could be internal, such as a change in belief or attitude, or external, such as undertaking a mission or making amends. Thus, hearing God is often about translating received insights into concrete actions that reflect one's spiritual growth and understanding. This historical and scriptural exploration highlights that the idea of receiving divine guidance is not merely an artifact of ancient times, but a continuous thread in the human narrative, seeking to answer fundamental questions about existence, purpose, and connection. As we move forward, we will see the ways in which divine communication might be understood through the lens of modern science. It's important to recognize how neuroscience, psychology, and cognitive studies approach these profound experiences. This scientific exploration does not aim to debunk or belittle spiritual experiences, but rather to offer a framework that can coexist with religious beliefs, providing a holistic view that embraces both the spiritual and the empirical. By recognizing the role of the brain and cognitive functions in shaping our perceptions of divine messages, you can approach your spiritual experiences with both reverence and a critical eye, ensuring that your interpretations are both meaningful and grounded in a broader understanding of human psychology and neurobiology. So let's start with the neuroscience and the brain. Neuroscience has made significant strides in studying spiritual experiences. Through the use of brain imaging technologies like fMRI, functional magnetic resonance imaging, and PET, positron emission tomography, researchers can observe changes in brain activity when individuals engage in spiritual practices or report having spiritual experiences, and race what they found. Similar brain activity patterns occur across different cultures and religious practices when individuals report communication with a higher power, like prayer, meditation, or scriptural study. This commonality suggests a universal neurological basis for spiritual experiences, supporting the idea that such experiences are a natural part of human cognition, regardless of one's cultural or religious background. Neuroscience findings suggest that whether or not one believes these experiences are truly divine, they are indeed real experiences with real effects on the human brain and mind. And according to psychology, you can also feel when God speaks to you. Psychologists study the impact of religion and spirituality from a behavioral perspective, investigating how beliefs influence emotions and behaviors. There are patterns that might indicate a religious experience has occurred, such as profound peace, a sense of awe, or a deep emotional impact that isn't typically triggered by everyday events. Recognizing these emotional signatures can help you identify moments when they may be experiencing divine communication. Cognitive scientists look at how we process spiritual experiences, including the roles of perception, memory, and cognitive biases. An interesting aspect is how cognitive dissonance and confirmation bias can influence our interpretation of supposed divine messages. People tend to interpret ambiguous events as messages from God if they align with their existing beliefs and desires, a phenomenon supported by various cognitive theories. On the other hand, insights that emerge with unusual clarity, such as solutions to problems that appear during prayer or meditation, can be interpreted as divine guidance. But before we reveal the practical steps on how you can hear from God and be guided by Him, you have to know the manifestation science perspective. Manifestation science, particularly as popularized by figures like Abraham Hicks, offers a unique perspective on the nature of divine communication. It focuses on the idea that individuals can attract experiences through the law of attraction. This viewpoint emphasizes the power of thoughts and emotions in shaping your reality, including your ability to perceive and interact with what might be considered divine guidance. The law of attraction posits that like attracts like. According to this principle, positive thoughts will attract positive experiences, while negative thoughts will attract negative ones. In terms of divine communication, this suggests that maintaining a positive, expectant mindset can make one more receptive to receiving messages from higher sources. The quality of our thoughts and the intention behind them can directly influence our ability to hear or perceive these messages. Abraham Hicks discusses the concept of an emotional guidance system as a tool for understanding how close or far we are from aligning with our higher self or source energy. This system suggests that emotions are indicators of our alignment with the source or God. Feelings of joy, peace, and inspiration indicate close alignment with the source, which is believed to enhance our receptiveness to divine communications. Conversely, feelings of despair, anger, and frustration suggest misalignment and may block these communications. So, every thought and emotion has a specific vibrational frequency. Practices such as meditation, affirmative prayer, and visualization help raise your vibrations to a level where you can more easily access the divine guidance, also known as intuitions. By developing and trusting our intuition, we can better discern which thoughts or impulses might be divine messages. The clearer and more focused our minds are, the more accurately we can perceive and interpret these intuitions. Regular practice of these techniques not only improves mental and emotional clarity, but also aligns individuals with the frequencies conducive to receiving divine messages. By integrating these principles of manifestation science into your daily lives, you can create a conducive environment for experiencing what you may perceive as divine communication. This perspective encourages a proactive approach to spiritual experiences, suggesting that your active participation through thought and emotion plays a crucial role in how you connect with and interpret divine guidance. Practical guidance for receiving and recognizing divine communication. After exploring the varied perspectives on how divine messages might be communicated, it's essential to discuss practical steps that individuals can take to improve their receptiveness and recognition of these messages. Interpreting what might be perceived as divine messages presents both challenges and opportunities for personal and spiritual growth. Whether these messages are experienced through religious, scientific, or manifestation perspectives, discernment is crucial. The challenges you will face might include ambiguity, personal biases, cultural and religious filters, and even your emotional state. To overcome these challenges and truly speak to God, take these steps. Step 1. Create a conducive environment. Start regular spiritual practices. Engaging regularly in practices such as prayer, meditation, and mindfulness will enhance your sensitivity to subtle spiritual communications. These practices help quiet the mind, making it easier to notice and differentiate the nuances of divine messages from everyday thoughts. Spiritual reading and education. Dedicating time to read spiritual texts, learn about different religious and spiritual teachings will expand your awareness of how divine communication can occur. What can make this easier for you is simply subscribing here to the channel. You will have access to all this content in just one place. Communing with nature. Spending time in nature can also facilitate a deeper connection with the divine. Many find that natural settings inspire a sense of peace and receptivity, providing a perfect backdrop for quiet reflection and spiritual connection. Step 2. Enhance your personal receptivity. Being open to the possibility of divine communication and having the patience to listen are critical. This means not forcing the experience but allowing it to unfold naturally, which can sometimes require time and persistence. Keeping a spiritual journal where one records dreams, thoughts, feelings, and experiences can be incredibly helpful. Over time, patterns may emerge that help identify when and how divine messages appear. Reducing the impact of negative influences, such as stress, excessive noise, or harmful relationships, will help clear the mental and emotional clutter that might obscure spiritual messages. Step 3. Act on divine messages. When you feel that you have received a divine message, seeking confirmation through additional signs or prayers can help affirm the message's authenticity. This is especially important for messages that call for significant life changes. Integrating spiritual guidance with practical considerations involves balancing your spiritual insights with common sense. It's essential to ensure that any actions taken are thoughtful and consider all aspects of your life. Regularly reflecting on the outcomes of following perceived divine guidance helps you learn and adjust your approach. This reflective practice can refine your ability to discern and respond to future communications more effectively. By incorporating these practices, you can enhance your ability to tune into and interpret divine communications more clearly and effectively. The key is to develop a personal spirituality that respects both mystical experiences and the practical realities of daily life, allowing for a balanced and grounded approach to spiritual guidance. Each perspective provides unique insights into the age-old quest for spiritual connection and guidance, revealing that the ways we can perceive and interpret divine communication are as varied as they are profound. As we conclude, it's essential to remember that the journey of spiritual exploration is deeply personal and uniquely tailored to each individual's life and experiences. The interpretation of divine communication requires an open heart and mind, balanced by wise discernment and thoughtful reflection. Whether through whispered intuitions, moments of profound clarity, or the quiet peace of a meditative state, the potential to connect with the divine is within reach for all who seek it. Let this exploration be a starting point for your journey towards deeper spiritual understanding and connection. With each step, remain open to the possibilities and ready to receive the profound guidance that may come in countless forms, enriching your life with wisdom and insight.